Living your life as one of the most famous musicians in the world can't be easy. Luckily, Kevin Jonas had an ally to lean on during the Jonas Brothers' off years, his wife, Danielle Jonas. Here's a look inside their marriage. Danielle and Kevin Jonas both hail from New Jersey, but they didn't meet there. Rather, the story of their meet cute is basically the plot of a TV movie. The future spouses were on separate family vacations in the Bahamas back in 2007 when their paths first crossed. But Danielle, who was a hairdresser at the time, didn't fall head over heels for the rock star right off the bat. Kevin told PR.com in 2012, "At the time, it was early enough in our career that we weren't really in a place where people were coming up to us. When I met Danielle, I was the one that was pursuing her most of the time, and I didn't want her out of my sight. She actually ran away twice." Danielle explained her logic to PR.com and said, "He lived in LA and I was on family vacation. I thought, I'm never going to see this kid again, so why would I spend time away from my family while we're on vacation?" However, sometimes siblings know best, as Kevin adorably revealed, "I had to get her number through the sister. Can you believe that?" Meanwhile, Nick and Joe Jonas supported the blossoming romance, as evidenced by footage in their 2019 documentary Chasing Happiness, which featured the two teasing Kevin and predicting Danielle would become his wife. Danielle and Kevin Jonas got engaged in 2009 after about 2 years of dating. By that time, the Jonas Brothers were definitely household names, meaning that Kevin could have proposed in the most extravagant way possible. For example, the guitarist and singer could have brought his future bride on stage during a show, declared his love for her in front of thousands of adoring fans, and popped the question. However, Kevin took a much more private and intimate approach. The eldest Jonas brother simply went to Danielle's house in New Jersey and dropped to his knee on her doorstep. As he told People, "She said yes, 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 like 500 times super fast in a row." It was tough performing last night knowing that I was going to ask the biggest question in my life to the most amazing girl in the world. As for Danielle's jaw-dropping engagement ring, People noted, presented with a cushion-cut diamond ring that Jonas designed with Jacob & Company, Danielle couldn't believe what was happening. Danielle and Kevin Jonas got married at one of the most exclusive venues in the tri-state area, Long Island's Oheka Castle in Huntington, New York, on December 19, 2010. True to the couple's classic and elegant style, the event was reportedly a winter wonderland fairy tale, complete with a snowstorm. Meanwhile, Danielle looked like a princess in a stunning Vera Wang wedding gown. The couple invited 400 guests to celebrate their big day, including fellow Disney Channel star Demi Lovato. Meanwhile, brothers and bandmates Nick and Joe Jonas served as co-best men for Kevin, and each gave a toast. Of the incredible event, the happy newlyweds told People, "We're so happy that we're finally married, and we were able to share this special moment with family, friends, and loved ones." There was no way to know it at the time, but Kevin and Danielle's extravagant affair ended up being pretty understated compared to Joe and Nick's future weddings. A year before the Jonas Brothers announced they were temporarily breaking up the band, Danielle and Kevin Jonas decided to step into the spotlight together with reality TV show Married to Jonas, which premiered on E! in 2012. Then, 2 years into their marriage, the couple felt like they had a strong foundation that a reality show wouldn't shake. As Kevin told PR.com, "We had a good time doing it and learned a bit more about ourselves, too. Plus, we're doing it with our families, so it's not like it's just two people stuck in a room driving each other nuts." Danielle told the outlet, "I don't need for everyone to know me or to know me as much as they know him. I feel like I just want to see his goals come out and his career be huge. It doesn't bother me because I want it to be about him." Nick and Joe Jonas continued to pursue showbiz careers following the Jonas Brothers split in 2013. In addition to his self-titled 2014 solo debut, Nick acted on TV in Scream Queens and nabbed a starring role in the Jumanji films. Meanwhile, Joe voiced a character in Hotel Transylvania 3 and formed the band DNCE, best known for hit single Cake by the Ocean. But for his part, Kevin Jonas basically stayed away from the entertainment industry over the next 6 years.
When that's no longer there, then you make the personal decision and choice to spend the time or not.
Aside from a stint on The Celebrity Apprentice in early 2015, Kevin has started a family with wife Danielle Jonas and launched a construction business called Jonas Werner Fine Custom Homes. However, Kevin did make a cameo on The Real Housewives of New Jersey during a season 6 episode in his new occupation when the company built a home for one of the cast members. It's unclear whether the company is still in business. Collectively, all three members of the Jonas Brothers have quite an extensive history with real estate. While Kevin, Joe, and Nick all have had homes in Texas, California, and New York over the years, the eldest Jonas brother and his wife have preferred to stay in New Jersey, where they both grew up. However, even though this adorable family of 4 have stayed in one state, Kevin and Danielle moved their brood around quite a bit. As of early 2018, they had moved 3 times in 5 years, presumably because of Kevin's experience in the construction business, which means that he can have luxury homes designed and built for his family rather quickly. The Jonas Brothers were once infamous in Hollywood for a reason that had nothing to do with their talent, and that was their purity rings. Joe and Nick Jonas have been open about the fact that they lost their virginity before marrying their wives. Joe has since tied the knot with actress Sophie Turner, while Nick married actress Priyanka Chopra. Though the Jonas Brothers revealed on The Late Late Show with James Corden in 2019 that Kevin Jonas physically took his ring off first, he and wife Danielle Jonas presumably did wait until marriage to have sex. In 2011, he talked about his first time at a press conference and said, "To be honest about it, sex was not worth the wait. After we did it, I was kind of like, that's it?" As for what Danielle thought, Kevin said of his wife, "That's what she said." However, it seems as though Kevin was only joking, as the married pair has since welcomed 2 daughters together, Alina in 2014 and Valentina in 2016. Though the band has thankfully healed old wounds, the Jonas Brothers breakup clearly wasn't a clean one. This is especially sad because they're brothers and their family was affected. Danielle and Kevin Jonas welcomed daughters Alina and Valentina while the band was apart, and while uncles Joe and Nick did meet their first niece Alina shortly after she was born in February 2014, the Jonas Brothers revealed in their 2019 documentary Chasing Happiness that they weren't on good terms at the time.
I saw a lot of the pain from my mom and dad in that.
It's also worth noting that during their time apart, Joe and Nick performed some of the band's songs together, but without Kevin, at the B96 Pepsi Jingle Bash in 2013. Revealing how much that hurt him in Chasing Happiness, Kevin said, "I think that may have been the hardest moment in my entire life." Joe even went so far as to admit that he and Nick thought Kevin was, quote, holding them back at the time because he was more focused on his family life than his career. While Joe confessed that they were wrong, it's good to know that Kevin had such a strong and loving partner in wife Danielle while living through the Jonas family feud. For her part, Danielle couldn't be happier now that the band is back in action, telling E, "Seeing Kevin on stage again and seeing that smile he always had, he's truly having the best time of his life. It feels very good to see that." Since Danielle and Kevin's daughters, Alina and Valentina Jonas, were born during the time that the Jonas Brothers weren't performing together, they haven't grown accustomed to fame like some celebrity kids. In 2019, Kevin told Entertainment Weekly that his girls were a big part of the reason he said yes to the band's reunion when Nick Jonas proposed it. "We broke up as a band, and about 2 months later, me and Danielle had our first daughter, Alina. She never experienced the Jonas Brothers. I just looked down at her sitting in the room while we were having this conversation, and it was one of those moments of, I need her to experience that. If it's not for me, it's for them. That was the moment I realized how badly I did miss it."
She did tell her entire school that, the Jonas Brothers are coming back before the Jonas Brothers were.
Kevin clearly made a good choice, as Danielle told E that the couple's daughters are extremely proud of their dad. "Oh my gosh, they're so proud of them. They'll be by the stage and they'll be waving to them, and if they don't get a wave, they'll look at me and say, 'Why are they not waving?' I'll say, 'They're looking at a lot of people right now, but they love you.'" Basically, Alina and Valentina are now the band's biggest fans, which is seriously adorable. Check out one of our newest videos right here, plus even more Nicki Swift videos about your favorite celebrities are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.